Good lord, just one more hit.
Reed, what the hell are you doing?
My therapist told me to take more chances, so I picked up gambling. Anyone else afraid to take chances? It seems like it's impossible to have a healthy relationship with your work, whether it be generalized anxiety or people genuinely bringing you down. Just like crabs in a bucket, always trying to keep everyone at their level. It seems like everyone is stuck. Now, is it just a personal issue, or is it something deeper? I think it's a bit of both. And let's be real, it makes sense. It's difficult and just a little bit terrifying to try something different. We go to work every day and do the same thing. We come home and do the same thing. It's a loop, but it's a comfortable one. And I believe one of the first places to look is at our own lives. To start, ask yourself a question. Who's stopping you? Seriously, who's actually stopping you? It may seem like an easy thing to answer, but it may go deeper than that. We have to identify what's actually holding you back from trying new things. It's usually yourself. Most people don't realize how much others don't care about what everyone else is doing. Think about this. How much do you think about what others are doing? You probably don't even think about what others are doing at all. Now consider that everyone else is doing the same thing, not focused on anyone or anything besides themselves. We have to recognize that everyone is unique, but just barely. So everyone is having just about the same experience, except for some minor changes. So what are your biggest fears? I feel like most people are worried about being called weird, or at the very least being called an outsider. I mean, let's be real. We all feel like that. Some of us feel like that our whole lives. I know. I've experienced that before. Just nobody understanding what I'm working on or why I'm doing it. One of the biggest real things to fear is crab mentality. But what is crab mentality? From what I've read, it describes a phenomenon where crabs, when placed in an open bucket, won't ever leave the bucket, because the ones on the bottom are dragging the ones on top back down. If the ones on the bottom would just let go of them, most of them would be able to escape. This is what happens with most regular people in their day-to-day lives. Sometimes it's hard to see. These social vampires love to drag you down in secret. They talk behind your back to people you like and spread dirt wherever they go, just to drag you down at their level. So when is it time to take a chance? Usually, I'd say there's no time like the present, but it's a bit more difficult than that. Sometimes we can't just drop everything and live our lives out in the forest. Unfortunately, we have to live in reality, which means we have to take care of ourselves, and that entails taking things on one step at a time. Make a plan, start small. A smart man once told me, you can shit a mountain if you do it brick by brick. I forgot who said that. It's good advice. It reminds us to keep our goal in mind, but do what we can in the present. Nothing's gonna get done without you making an effort to escape whatever hardships you're facing. You can even set your goals as small as drawing for 5 minutes every day, and over time it'll build up your skill. It's these small goals that make a huge difference. Small wins build up over time to overwhelming glory. Failure is not something to strive for, but it's part of the process. We all experience it. The main thing that matters is how we react to it. If we fail, then lay down, it'll just consume us. Your body is doing the same thing right now. It's fighting the war of attrition to keep you alive. And you should be doing the same, one step at a time. So where will this affect you the most? Usually I notice that chance taking is something that builds up over time. The more we do, the easier it becomes. It's like when I started to take drawing seriously. It took a lot to figure out what I was doing and where I was going with this style. It took a lot of effort. But I posted daily for months, even to the point where I was making a new video every day. If we make it a habit, it becomes a part of us. A big part of taking risks is confidence. We're not born with it. It's something that we cultivate over time. We usually try to do stuff that makes us comfortable, and taking chances isn't comfortable ever. But much like eating a cinder block, we get used to it.
You know, Reed, you could have asked me before you gambled away the house.
Look, my therapist told me that we all have our own paths to walk.
Who the hell is your therapist?
Why does taking a chance matter? I think it's a very important lesson to learn. We all must fight to get what we want. Without taking risks, we're only allowing others to take our opportunities away from us. Whether it be asking your boss for a raise or asking someone out. All these little decisions we make in our day-to-day lives surmount to the mountain that we're trying to conquer. Much like a squeaky wheel on a shopping cart, we need to ask for what we need. And if our needs aren't met, we scream louder. Nobody's gonna yell for you, so you have to be rooting for number one, yourself. You have to take chances to get anywhere, especially when it comes to art. One of the biggest things holding people back is the fear of others potentially not liking it. As it stands, if they don't like you pushing your work, they're probably just crabs. People trying to hold you down and keep you in their grasp so you'll die with them. The best thing we can do for ourselves is push back and fight for ourselves. Shout louder than anyone else and don't let anyone crush you. We have enough crustaceans in our lives. We should take a chance to drive them out. In conclusion, do great things. Eat a cinder block.